Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another amazing live commentary on the TTFL League. We are in Season 3, this time Round 2, fully live at Bahrain. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am your commentator as always, Steph, in the box. So, give you updates and everything, what's going on. Before we start off with everything else, we go through the driver standings and the constructors after round 1 in Australia, where the season opener had a bit of all action packed and retirements. So driver standings as of round 1, we have VSR Hamilton, or should go under as CSR Hamilton after name change, is on top of the standings with 25 points. Followed by Spike in second place with 18. Weed Nation is third with 15. The Got is fourth with 12. Ollie P is fifth with 10 points. Kieran is in sixth with 8 points. Plaster is seventh with 6 points there. Maximus is eighth with 4 points. And everyone else below Maximus hasn't scored points due to retirements and not fully completing the race in order to score the points for the last 2 places. So that is your driver's standings as of round 1. Now for the constructors, obviously not much in change there. We've got the Red Bulls up on top there with 35 points. Renault in second with 23. McLaren's are third with 18. Fourth place is the Force Indias with 12. Ferrari in 5th with 6 points. Williams are in 6th with 4 points. And then 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th in the respective positions of Mercedes, Haas, Sauber and Toro Rosso there with 0 points yet not to score. But I'm sure that will change as of tonight in the Bahrain Grand Prix. So, the Bahrain Grand Prix, history behind it. Started off in 2004 as a day race in the outskirts and desert. Only recently, by a few years, as of 2014, changed to a twilight straight night race. Bahrain did also host the start off of the season once, which was in 2010, with a different change of layout. After turn 3, which you normally go straight, turn 3, I should say, call it turn 4 really, because of first corner, second sector, and third of completely chicanes. So turn 4, as I call it. After turn 4, it used to spear off to the left, out to more outskirts of the track, which then filter in to the point of the hairpin down a few corners later. So that was the only point that was hosted the start of the F1 season on that one occasion with the different track layout with the 2010 spec cars. So that's the only time Bahrain got hosted up, but it's also known for key action points as well around the track as well, especially going down into turn 1, the heavy braking zone, especially with DRS active. Literally come over like 200 plus miles an hour into heavy braking zone, going through about 60-70 miles an hour. We can see a lot of actions going on there, especially if you're looking towards the if you watch the 2014 coverage. You have to look at Pastor Maldonado, or Crasto Maldonado as everyone likes to call it, tangled up with Esteban Gutierrez and flipping his car over on the exit of turn 1. And all those signs and Stroll getting together there as well in 2016. Heading on off to turn 3, heading into turn 4, the old classic duels of the Mercedes of Rosberg and Hamilton, during it out towards the corner, going side by side through turn 4 and on the exit. But also 2012 when Rosberg heavily defended the straight by weaving to one side and to the other, blocking off Alonso and everyone else, almost causing an incident. Then you got the likes of the opposite second DRS straight, possible overtaking zone down into inside there before the long sweeping left and right high speed corners get some overtaking down there. And also overtakes into the last corner, brave enough on the brakes. Better mine on the apex of the corner, quite tight. But the exit compensates for it once you get out the exit, a bit wide enough to head down the straight. So that is track layout there. Obviously I'll go through it more in full detail through qualifying, provided on the first car who is out on track, and we can have a little scout around and get more in-depth info. Now the weather forecast being Bahrain, obviously it's been set onto dynamic. We are not going to expect rain whatsoever. Not sure of any potential sandstorms. Anything goes on by that, we can always keep an eye on that for that. So generally a dry track all round. Tyre compounds will be super softs, softs and mediums. Strategy wise is a mixture of between a 2-stop and a 1-stop. 1-stop is where generally a little bit quicker, not by much, but others say that 2-stop's quicker with a freshly set boots. Now to do 1-stop, preferably you can do soft and mediums, give you both equal size of tyre wear and distance. And we could probably see cars maybe pitted in from lap 11 to lap 14 for those who started on softs to go on to mediums. But with the front runners, obviously we expect them to be a bit risky takers, go on a set of supers and see how far they can stretch it before either do the 1-stop, which again stretch the long stint of the mediums to bare minimum, or we can see them opt in for 2-stops, going supers, softs. So there is a lot to play for around Bahrain. ERS recovery, not exactly feasible, but you can recover the energy, but it's a question of using it very wisely to your advantage. So again, drivers had to be on the ball and think very strategic with where they want to overtake and the position on track and where to gain time and not to lose too many. So yeah, so we're just coming up to about 8 o'clock now, British Standard Time. So just waiting for drivers now just to ready up or join up. Hopefully everyone is here. Got 16 races tonight, so good turnout again for round 2. It'll be also interesting to see how CG does. Not had the greatest of start of the season, crashed out, so he'll be looking to get back on the saddle and go for it, get the points and try and close down the gaps to Spike in particular, being the main rival in terms of drivers' championships won between the two, as they both won on one apiece. So keep an eye on them two battling out. CSR Hamilton, or should I say VSR Hamilton, as it's renamed down there, won the first race last out, so he's looking for another result again. So we just keep an eye on to see what the action happens out on track. You never know, might have a safety car or virtual. So we'll see what happens here. Now as we're just going into qualifying here for Bahrain. Was I happily just constantly, as I do, spam X just to avoid the copyright infringements from the FRM. They don't like any of their logos shown on the live stream on YouTube, as they always tend to do. So I'm just waiting for the final couple of drives just to sync up. There we go, everyone's all synced up, happy days. eventually should have qualifying, and here we go. So 18 minutes of pure qualifying and speed and strategies, and see what the drivers can do. Now just waiting for them just to set up the car and see who's the first one just to venture out on track. But no, Bahrain is a good track and mixture of corners, fairly fast flowing, and has a good rhythm to it. So we have the first car. Oh, we've got a couple coming out there. So just waiting to see who's gone out first to light up. I'll do my best trying to figure out who is the first one on, and it is Super Guy and out on track first. Now at the moment everyone is opting to go on the super softs except two drivers, which are Ollie P and CG. Oh, and now Scow's decided to mix it up as well on a different tyre strategy. He's going for a set of softs. So 3 people opting to go on the alternate strategy, which, you know, it can benefit them greatly. But those on the super softs, it's another question of how are they going to do on their flying laps, and if it's their one and only banker lap. All about tyre preservation, especially on the super softs. Softs and the mediums, you can push a little bit more and lean a bit more on them. So again, just keep an eye on it and see what the drivers can do. Fairly few cars are out at the moment. Most of the field are out. A few of them opted just to stay in, just wait for the track to come optimal and their times of grip and quicker lap times. So just switching on to TV pod there, onto Super Guy now, being the first one out on track and first one out to set lap time. So going on board here with Super Guy NL, going over the DRS straight line. DRS is active, and there we go, starts his hot lap now. About approaching 200 miles an hour over, heading down to heavy braking point of turn 1. Not exactly in apex, but you can get away with it. Heading into turn 2 and a kink of 3 coming up now. Nicely done through their back end, did want to come out there, but nicely controlled. Now heading into turn 4. Vital to get a line through here, going down the 3rd gear. Now how's the exit? Exit's just okay, exit's good. Going turn 5 into turn 6. Technique gaming there, keeping out of the way. Now heading to turn 7, heavy braking point. Go down to 2nd gear in there. All back in one just to come out on the exit. They're not ideal, but just again gets away with it into turn 8, which is a heavy braking zone. Into turn 9 is a bit of a trial braking zone, so keep an eye on there. 2nd DRS zone. Heading down into turn 10, braking at 100 metre board. Again, keeps a very vital line to get the optimal line through there. Into kink of 11 and then into 12 for fast right hander. Nicely fully planted there into turn 13. Nicely done, a little bit wide on the exit there, not ideal you want. But now heading down into turn 14. Vital get your line through here, again goes wide to get the optimal line. Exit's all good, a little bit on curve he didn't want to take, but he gets away with it. And over the line he sets a 126.1 there for Super Guy NL. That is their benchmark that's to be set. So Lambo there set a 126.9, 8 tenths down, and Podros goes a little bit more quicker. TGG Lambo and TGG Po reserves for tonight, although Lambo was in season 2 a runner-up for the challenge of the title there at the last race against CG. So great to see him back in the league. Was with me in the commentary box in Australia. He decided to opt to race. Poe there also joining as well in the TTFL as well. Joining us again as a reserve, so keep an eye on them too, acting as teammates. Hamilton there with 126.3, got there with 127.2, CG there with 128.4, Plaster there with 128.6, and Scowl with a 129.1. As I was speaking about Lambo and Poe, they're obviously not giving updates on timings, but there is the updated timing so far. About 5 minutes gone so far. That is your top 8 at the moment. Supercar now in first, of Hamilton second, Poe third, Lambo fourth, Gort fifth, CG sixth, Plaster in seventh, and Scow in eighth. Maximus there on a lap at the moment, along with Technique Gaming. And there's a Mercedes there, just keeping out of the way there. Now it's Technique, I'm presuming, on a lap. See what he does, where he goes over the line. And it's a P3 there for Technique Gaming so far with a 126.8. So, not bad run there. Spike there on the back of the DRS straight on the back straight there. Zooming on a lap, and also Ollie as well on the lap at the moment. I'm trying to figure out who's nearby on the track at the moment. It's Spike is a bit closest to the line there. So just keeping on board here with the McLaren driver, Season 1 World Champion. Heading down towards the last corner now. Benamar is a slow car ahead, but that should not impede him too much. Oh, and he's decided to go into the pits instead. So Maximus now coming over the line. He is on a hot lap there at the moment, and he goes to P7 there for the winning driver with a 127.8. Ollie P now just come around the last corner there, and where's he going to go? No, he's decided to go into the pits as well. So I believe that is the current lowdown at the moment in qualifying. Not many people decided to go out on hot laps so much. Taking the strategic advice of being easy on the tyres and selecting the right tyre for the race, especially to start off for the race as well. Maximus is now currently out on track. I do not know if he's currently on a hot lap, but looking at it, he's eased off. Yeah, he's on coming in for the in lap there. Only 10 drivers so far has set up a lap time here. Five people not to set a lap time is C3, Maze, Spike, Ollie, and Alan K. Although Alan K is now out on track on the out lap at the moment. Maximus there just looks like either on a low down lap or to go again, or opting to come in the pits. But looking on it, no, he's coming into the pits, so that has been confirmed. Blasted in for the Ferrari. Looks like he's on a flying lap here. Carry on with pace, going through the last corner. See where he goes. Does he have to start a lap time, or is he going to post a lap time here? Yep, he's just starting on the flying lap here. Going on body over the Ferrari driver. Head down into turn 1. Oh, and there is the other flag out in sector 1 and sector 2. No, now generally in sector 2. No, it is happily disappeared. So Blaster here. Teammate with Van and Kate. Ferrari boys mission to score more points than they did in Season 2. Between them two, they managed to recover the lost points which the old drivers used to have before them two paired up. So, good team chemistry between the two Ferrari boys. Aiming to be in mid-table. And hoping to bring up some surprises there as well from the Scuderia. Hamilton there just keeping out the way of Plaster here. Good line there for the Ferrari driver. See how he handles through the fast left and right. Nicely flat out there. Fully committed. Oh, goes a little bit wide there. Not as much as he wants to do. Still keeps his foot on the floor. Come around the last corner now. How will he take this? Nice and tidy. That's what you'll like. Head now towards the line. See where this will put Plaster. Puts him into P8 for the Ferrari driver. good side lap there. So Spike now on a hot lap decided to go on a set of softs. Decided to play the long game there. All back end wants to come out. It might be just a case of the game glitching a little, but still fully committed there. Sporting a very bright green illuminated helmet there, so easily stand out in the McLaren. Taking the last few corners there, nice and tidy there, especially what you like. Heading down to the last corner. Nice and controlled. Now heading towards the line, heading towards the DRS point. DRS active, see where this puts Spike. Puts him only in P9. P9 there for Spike in the McLaren, so maybe made a mistake, or is probably the best optimal we can get out of the tyres. Ollie P now, come around the last corner. Let's see what there's to put the Red Bull driver up into P8, so Ollie goes into P8 there with a set of supers. So, not a bad drive there for the Red Bull driver. Amazing. CG teammate, so he'll be looking to get up there in the points. Oh, and C3 has retired. C3 has retired. Now, I'm presuming I made a mistake out there somewhere. We'll bend it into one of the walls out wide, but C3 will be starting at the back of the grid, providing there ain't no other penalties or obstruction. See what May's can do. See if he can get up there to help support CG. Get the points in there for Mercedes. The lap so far looking good there for the Mercedes driver. Nicely controlled. No drama. Coming into a difficult section of the braking zone on the track, where it's very vital to get the braking zone spell on there, not to lock up any wheels in the process. Mace hasn't done that, so no lock-ups, and he's all good to go so far. Again, taking the apexes very nicely there for Maze. Car sticking perfectly as like glue. Just come around the last couple of corners. Again, a nice another tidy exit there for the Mercedes driver. Heading down into the last corner. Hitting that braking zone spot on. Now it's just a push to the line. Everything will fall. And it is P9 there for Maze. So, good tidy lap there. Still got a few minutes to go. Alan K. Plaster's teammate. Opting to fly the flag there for Ferrari, as well as Plaster. And we've got yellow flags in all sectors at the moment, so I'm presuming everyone's just like slowing down, giving each other a gap. Let's now switch to sector 2, sector 3. But carry on again with Alan K. We'll ignore the yellow flag markers there. See what the Ferrari driver can do. In towards the line. And it's the P14 there for Alan. Sure, you'll get the car back into pits and go for another lap again. There you go, Maximus there in the pits, so everyone's just literally gearing up for the last run there. So as we go through the current lists, as we coming up to near the end of qualifying at the moment, Superguy now is in P1 with a 126.1. CSR Hamilton with a 126.3 in P2. Lambo there in P3 with 126.4. Technique Gaming in 4th with 126.5. TGG Poe with a 126.5. Got there with 126.804. CG 7th with 126.838. Ollie P is 8th with a 121.021. Maze is 9th with 1:27.091. Scales in 10th with 1:27.2. Spike is 11th with 1:27.4. Maximus is 12th with 1:27.8. Plaster is 13th with 1:28.1, and Anike with 14th with 1:29.0. C3, they're the only one not to set lap time due to retirements. So again, anyone not qualified in the top 10 will have a free choice tyre strategy. So keep an eye on for everyone outside the top 10 with the tyre choices, because they will make the difference in the race standings at the end of the race. But at the moment we're in qualifying, so again, keep an eye on everyone as much as possible, whilst everyone's now started to venture out onto the track to do one more lap, going for hot shot qualifying. Oh, as Alan Kay has retired. Presumably that's probably the best he can probably do, opting to save the tyres, and Maze has also retired as well, thinking that's the best time he can do. So all for the one shot on pole then from mostly everyone that just ventured out to the pits. Question is, how long do they take on the warm-up lap to get the tyres prepped up for the one optimal lap he can get? Whilst Plaster there decided also to retire as well. Ollie P getting a little bit held in traffic. Also Carl the Haas ahead. Not exactly keeping out of the way for qualifying, so this may help and hinder Ollie here a tad. And the Haas does eventually get out of the way, but how much did that cost Ollie? And the set of the supers as well, so see what lap time he can do. Coming up towards the line now. Ollie P, oh no, Ollie P decided to cancel and go in the pit lane. So I'm presuming Ollie got held up there in the pits on the hot lap he was doing. So presuming Ollie won't be exactly happy with that. So everyone in the top 7 is out, along with Scow in 10th and Spike in 11th. Spike has jumped up into P4 there with 1:26.5 on the set of supers. So Spike opted instead to go on the super softs. Now is he going to go for a lap again? By looking at it, he's on a cool down. Yeah, that will be Spike's qualifying done. So the battle on pole begins. Super Guy NL. Is he going to create another lap here? On the run down into the last corner. Well, there's the yellow flag set to 3. Poe there with P2. Almost at pole. So Poe will be happy with getting P2 there so far. Super Guy now goes to 1:26.0, and there is a car that has happily spun out with a Force India. And that would be Technique Gamer coming over the line, smashing up his front ring there. I'm not sure if his tyres come off at the same time. So, CSR Hamilton, is he going to take pole away from Super Guy NL? Nope, there's a P3 there. There's a P3 there for Hamilton. Now what about Gort? Gort is currently halfway around the track, and also keep an eye out for Lambo as well. Lambo heading up towards the line. There's a P3 there for the Renault driver. So Renault's are second and third at the moment, but just turn attention back onto the Gort here. See what lap time he can do. Now is he? Looks like he's eased off. Yes, the Gort looks like he's easing off a little. And doesn't look like he's going to carry on with that lap. Spike has retired from the session. The Gort still coming over the line. What lap time is it? It's P5 there for the Gort. Now CG, see what he can do. Season 2 world champion. Oh, and CG decides to retire as well. So, Super Guy NL is on pole, along with a couple of Renaults behind him. So we just wait for the call for confirmation. There we go. So Super Guy now there on pole there, with Poe in second, with Lambo in third there. Good result there for the Renault drivers. Hamilton is fourth. Gort is in fifth. Spike is in sixth. Technic Game is in seventh. CG in eighth. ODP in ninth. Maze is in 10th. Scowls 11th. Plasto is in 12th. Maximus is 13th. Annika in 14th. And C3 there, not set lap time, obviously presuming to crash out or retire the car, has not set lap time in P15. So that is your grid. Top 10 had to qualify. Well, the tyres they qualified on, everyone outside the top 10 will have 3 tyres of tyres. So be very, very interesting of the tyre choices, especially with the bottom 10. See what tyres they start off with. Starting off on the softs and then go on to mediums will benefit you. Mediums won't be so much if you start off with it, but if you can make it work, then hats off to you. Top 10 though, they'll be looking to get a good start and pull away as much as possible. Try either eke it out for one stop or play the game of the safety car as well, because everyone will be looking to see where the safety car will come out and change the strategy from there. We're just waiting up now for everyone to ready up. So just get the temperature changes and there we go. So top 10 there from Super Guy down to Maze, all opted for the Super Softs there. Now Scowl, Plaster, Maximus and Alan K are opted for softs, while C3 is decided to opt for the mediums. Again, keep an eye out on for everyone outside the top 10, because they may prove dividends in the race or in the tyre strategy. So Super Guy now there, starting on pole, like he did in Australia. Hopefully this time go on to win the race. Unlike in Australia when he got caught up with a couple of incidents there and end up not finishing the race. Poe then, whilst he does the old spinneroo there, along with Lambo being his teammate. Start off with second and Lambo in P3 there. So see what the Renault guys can do. Obviously they're both reserves, although Lambo did race in season 2 fully, almost getting world champion for season 2. Missed out by a couple of points there to CJ. Hamilton currently leading the championship after round 1, looking for a decent start and to try battle out and win the race again. So again, keep an eye on him. Along with the Gort had a good pace there, finishing P4, not far away from Weed Nation. Spike, he'll be looking for good set of points and also to hopefully win, carry on his championship form. So keep an eye on him. CG as well, crashed out in Australia, again trying to make amends and hopefully get his championship back on track. So as all the cars there just line themselves up for the grid, all currently merging in, ghosting out with each other. Lovely stuff. Let's hope it doesn't have the glitch where the cars are on top of each other, even though I have seen a cheeky footage of one of the rival leagues. So just wait for the lights to go out. 3, 4, 5 lights. And Maximus and Naughty P and Scout, a few of them have a bit of jump starts there. There is a few jump starts there. That is not going to help them at all. Super Guy now gets off to start. There's a car got off to the right there. Looks like C3 in the background. But Super Guy now gets through there with both Renaults as well. Get through on Scave as we're going through the field here. Got there in P5. Hamilton back up into P4. Just keep an eye on the background there. Spike there, heavily defended in there from CG. And ODP there goes round on the outside there, gets through on CG there. So CG back down into 8th there. And there's a little battle there with Maze getting technique gaming here. Maze going around the outside, can he hang on to it? Yes he does, so Maze is up into P9 there behind his teammate. And there is a cluster of cars there as well at the moment. About here from P3 at the moment, we've got Poe and Hamilton. Poe at the moment just holding his ground as for now. But starting to form a little bit of a train here, falling back away from his teammates. So Poe decided to probably act as a park the bus there just to give Lambo a bit of breathing space. But at the same time carrying the train with him. And also you've got one retired so far, which is Scowl, so Scowl's retired. Super guy out there setting the fastest lap at the moment, and that would be Ollie P, Technique Gaming and Maximus there just to serve their drive through for jumping the start there. Naughty boys there, jumping the start. But still there. Top three they get through, nice and fine there. Oh, and we have the got here heavily defending there for Spike. Spike going around the outside here onto 10-4. Can he make the move stick? Get the exit right. Ooh, back in going a little bit scary there, but still hangs on there side by side. And the got there now just holding on position. Spike looking very eager just to get past the Force India driver there to get catching up with the front four there. Still applying on the pressure. No, the top 7 there were literally in close proximity of each other, equally spaced out. Although Hamilton slowly again gained games there on Poe, so currently watching 2 battles here as we go through. Also got to keep an eye on the Spike and Gort as well. Toro Rosso driver catching the Renault. So at the moment, no chance of overtake here. Lamberdes, oh, Poe now sets the fastest lap of 1:30.6, and here goes Spike now going to plan to make a move on the Force India. DRS is now enabled, but after this exit, is now Spike going on the inside of Poe. There's a bit of contact there with Spike and Gort. Spike gets through for now, although at the same time there, CG makes the through there for the mistake, and Spike is happily giving up the place there, but also lets a place through there on Maze. Is he going to defend it? No, Spike just had to slot in there. A little bit of a contact there with the Gort there has cost him a couple more places, especially to the Mercedes driver and one of his rivals as well as being CG. Now Spike has got a lot to make up now on the ground. The one mistake he didn't want to make. Now he's got to get through to Mercedes and the Force India. Maximus is in the pits there with a bad damaged front ring, I'm presuming, or drive through. Looks like he's going for a drive through. So again, we just give it on the battles here going through. At the moment, there's CG there bolting away there, knowing he has to catch up with the front quartet very quickly. Maze on the back of the Gort here. Old former teammates in the TTL. Great to see them two dueling out again. So keep an eye on the battle there. CSR Hamilton there on the back of Poe. Poe got DRS. He'll make the move down to turn 1 in a very late lunge. He's going for a dive bomb, and there's a bit of contact there. But Poe at the moment, Poe holds his ground for now, keeping Hamilton behind him. And as we go through, Maze there going on side by side there with Gort. Gort coming back on him on the inside of 10-3. At the moment, Gort holds his ground, although Spike's now taking advantage of Maze's mistake. Get through, is he going to get done for 2 cars? No, he's just going to slot in front of Maze and behind the Gort for now. So Spike now make a gain on there on Maze. Now he's got to catch up to the Force India driver. Spike looking very feisty now, knowing to get the charge on going. He's gone past one Mercedes and he's now going to get through the Force India, knowing that his rival is just up the road. There we go, so Spike there with DRS there. Gaining right on the back of the got no DRS. This should be an easy slam dunk move going into this corner. Nicely done there. Spike eventually got through there nice and clean this time round from the McLaren driver. Now he's got a charge on to get Spike. Here's Hamilton just a little bit behind now from the front three there, not as much as he wants to. Mays on the other end, closing in on the Gort. Depending on how much the Gort has got a gap to Spike, I think Gort might just got DRS here to give himself a bit of defence. DRS is open now. So, Gort over DRS has just literally defended himself from straight there from Mays. But the Gort there just holding his ground there so far. Mays is not giving up though, letting him know he's there, filling up his mirrors. Yeah, nothing to it so far. Although Mays is heavily giving there, Maximus there getting a 3-second time penalty. Not as much as he, not what he wanted, especially with the drive-through, so that's not going to hamper his race as well. Just got to keep his head down, pray for a safety car or anything like that. Hamilton though, still keeping distance there. As I switch to the leaders as well, because there's Q coming up for P1 here. A massive battle between Superguy, Lambo, Poe and Hamilton. Battle here for P1, 4 cars in it. Oh, no. Now, Hamilton will be thinking of this one very wisely. Superguy will be under immense pressure, knowing that 3 fast cars behind him as well. Coming over the line for P6. Be a massive toe down the straight. Who's going to make the move into turn 1? Lambo's going for it down the inside. Is it going to be for P1? Ooh, any contact? No, just gets away with it. Superguy just hangs on for now. Although we'll have a compromised line and Lambo will have a go at him heading up turn 4. Superguy, they're going heavily defensive. They're covering off the inside. But for now, Superguy holds off Lambo. Poe starting to come back on the back of his teammate there. Well, as we got Mays in the pits. Nice little area on board there with the front 4 there. What we'd love to see. Good coverage there. As he had a flag in sector 2 and sector 3. Happily disappeared there. Oh no, it's come back again. So what's happening there? We do not know, but hopefully it doesn't impact anything much on the race. But heading back onto the front 4 here, very close in proximity of each other. Lambo now still maintaining pace, still maintaining the gap on Superguy. The question is, who is going to blink first for a pit stop between these 4? Obviously the Renaults will have to carefully, strategically know where the pit stops. Was the technique there, and Alan K there, have a little bit of ding dong. Technique there gets through there into P10. Heading on to the front straight there. Lambo's lost a little bit of gap here to Superguy here, but Poe's coming up behind him. Now is it going to be a switch for team orders in position? Poe decides to go for the inside. No, he's not. Oh, he's going down the outside and locks up heavily. Poe there making a mistake, and Hamilton now trying to capitalise on this. Poe's back in, literally going over the place, but maintains position just for now. Not what they wanted between the 2 teammates. They want to be squabbling over this lap and causing a collision. Rule number 1, not to hit your teammate no matter what the cost. Mays and Alan K. Alan K in the pit lane there on a set of softs there. No, he's going. Yep, he's going for a set of softs there. So, softs. So, Alan K there on the set of softs. So, happy days for him. He'll be pushing like thunder on those. Still the scrap here for P1. And also P3 as we call it, because it's been split into 2. Poe on the threat of Hamilton. Hamilton all over the back of him, like Lambo's all over the back of Superguy. Although Superguy looks like he made a little bit of a mistake on the exit there, which lead Lambo to even more closer here. Oh, and Poe's also closing in as well, quite heavily. Although, not sure how many rounds of battle this is of laps it's going so far between them two, but great to see some action here at the front there. Poe going heavily offensive. Lambo now deciding to go on the inside. No, decides to bail out the move, but slots back in, so stops his teammate coming through. Although Super Guys have made a mistake and looking very costly here. Lambo now going side by side with Super Guy, heading down into turn 4. Super Guy heavily defends inside. Is Lambo going to do a switch back here? Getting a good exit here. Poe now decides to look on back of Lambo. So now Super Guy and Lambo hold on to their respective positions there. Poe just had to slot back and wait. Hamilton still watching back, watching all this unfold. Just got to wait for the right move here. But at the moment, Lambo over DRS on the back of Super Guy, towing his teammate along with him. Super Guy will have the advantage of having nice clean air, although Lambo, Poe and Hamilton will be caught in a dirty air, which will not help the tyres, and no matter what the cost. But for now, still putting up a good, relatively good pace, all four of them, towing each other along. Poe again going heavily defensive there, trying to break the tow, get clean air. And oh, Super Guy, oh! There's a change of strategy there, so Super Guy's gone into the pits. So Super Guy's gone into the pits, which would leave Lambo out in front with Poe, and Hamilton decides all the bail at the same time not to go in the pits. A set of mediums there for Super Guy, so we'll just keep an eye on him. So Lambo, Poe and Hamilton now. Obviously this will be a tough call, which of the two Renault boys is going to pit first. Is it going to be leading car, or is it just going to be a case of notifying one does one way and one does the opposite to the others? But Hamilton though still at the back, presuming possibility of following one of the Renaults into the pits maybe at the end of this lap. Time will tell, or go on to do the opposite with the other Renault. Still the gap between the top three, 1.6 to 1.8 seconds. So with enough gap behind to spike there with 6 seconds behind Hamilton. Now Super Guy is out there with a set of mediums. Not far away, but enough to pit stop in hand. So Lambo goes on for another lap. Poe goes into pits, and also Hamilton. So this is a battle between Renault and Toro Rosso for pit stops. Both opting to go for a set of mediums. Renault boys got Poe out, and Hamilton got hold up there, obviously, for the Renault going through. So both keeping their positions there. Plus, meanwhile, for the Ferrari driver, the set of softs is up into P2. It's a good run there so far there. And Hamilton, crucially, is he going to get in front of Poe here? Is the undercut worked on there for Hamilton? Oh, and there's contact. There is contact there with Super Guy and Poe. Poe has spun coming out of the pits. Oh, he's going to hit into the Mercedes. Oh, that is very, very close there. Very, very close there for Mays to not go in the back of the Renault there. That would have been very, very costly. But no damage. But the contact there between Super Guy and Poe, that will, I presume, will be looked at. But Plaster though, holding his ground in P2 on the set of softs there. Doing well there for Ferrari, getting the points. As Scales left the session. And there was the other flag in Sector 2 and Sector 3. CG though on the back of Poe. And there was the other flag in Sector 3, just keeping an eye on where it is. But CG though on the back of Poe, putting pressure there on the Renault driver, often making a mistake of contact there, whilst Lambo is in the pits. Now this is crucial. Now this is crucial to where is Super Guy now in this just going around the last corner. Lambo now just heading down to the exit towards the pits. This will be mighty close, as Lambo done enough to get in front of Superguy here. Oh, it's going to be mighty close going into turn 1, side by side there, and Lambo, Superguy, and Superguy just gets ahead. Just gets ahead, although Lambo is on new fresher tyres by at least a couple of laps, so not much of an advantage on Lambo's side, but possibly be ideal when it comes towards the end of the race. CG though is still on the back of Poe there, giving pressure, although Poe is on the charge to catch up to Mays. Going into freeway battle here for P5, although Mays is on 5 laps of softs there. Poe and CG going a long game. Both getting DRS there from Mays. Not much given there so far, so slowly quieting down a little, just finding their time, although CG still putting the pressure on Poe though. So Poe's not having a good time so far, getting those mediums light up. Going around to the last corner now. Mays is now heavily defending here. Knowing that 2 cars behind him, we've got DRS, and Poe is closing up very rapidly to the back of the Mercedes driver. Poe's going down on the inside now. Is he getting the move done in turn 1 into braking zone? And Poe has got the move done there on Mays, so Poe is up and now into P5. Now he's just got a recovery driver up into P4, although Mays is not giving up just yet. Coming back on the back of Poe. Is he going down the inside here? Mays is making this. Oh, is he going to be close? Both keeping room to each other. Good respected there. And Poe just maintains position for now. Although Mays has made a little error there. Is he going to let his teammate through? No, he's just going to duel it out with his teammate. CG putting up a good little fight there. Into teammate battle there for the Mercedes. Don't want to be tripping over each other though. Oh, and Mays has gone wide. Mays has gone wide. He's just keeps out of the wall there. The CG there goes through there into P6. Chasing up to Poe there. Switching back onto the battle of P2 there. Whilst the battle's going on P2 there, Plaster, getting past out the Williams there, is leading the race. So, bit of a surprise there for him, being that far up the field, leading the race. And looks like he's coming into the pits. So he enjoyed his few laps out in front there. But on board now with the net P1 races here. Superguy and Lambo, with Hamilton coming up behind. Lambo goes down on the inside. Now is this going to take the lead into P1 here? Has Lambo got the move done? Superguy hanging around the outside there into turn 2. Going to be a bit tight and compromise. Superguy again still amazingly defending it off, but this time Lambo's coming back at him. Is he going down the inside this time of turn 4? He's going to get done. Oh, he was thinking about it. Backed out at the right moment though. Despite there getting up into P8, presuming obviously Plaster coming out of the pits. But Lambo and Superguy though, still dueling it out. Hamilton still watching eagerly on here between these two, hoping for them to trip up to and to carry on through. Again, Lambo getting DRS here, Superguy here. Superguy is keeping on to the racing line. Is Lambo going to get moved down the inside? Is Lambo got P1 this time? Lambo's got it, but he's gone a little bit too over on the apex there, but should get away on the long right-hander. He does fall down now. This time Hamilton is coming on the back of Superguy. Superguy now literally on charge, coming back to take back P1 off Lambo. Going over the DRS detection point. This time Lambo's now got to do the hard work of defending from 2 cars behind him. Going over DRS now. Superguy and Hamilton getting DRS now. Superguy's coming down the inside. Lambo not heavily defending this time round, and obviously Superguy gets through in P1. Is Hamilton going to take the points off Lambo here? Lambo's again just hanging on in there for P2. Is it going to be 3 wide though? It's going to be 3 wide. Super guy hangs on there. Hamilton, is he going to get the move down on the outside here? Is Hamilton getting the move down on the outside on Lambo? Hamilton gets through there into P2 there, get in front of Lambo. Lambo now slots back into P3. Though his teammate is not far behind him, catching up on ground here. So the amount these 3 squabble up will invite more pressure onto the back of Poe and CG here. Ollie P getting past Alan K there. Unfortunately didn't see it on the stream, unfortunately. But Ollie up there into P12 and Alan K into P13. Switching back to the main battle here at the front at the moment. Been hotting up for quite a few laps. Non-stop going. Hamilton on the back of Super Guy here. Is he going to get the move done into the last corner? Hamilton going down the inside. And Hamilton gets through for now. Is Super Guy going to do a switch back on him? Although he will have DRS on the front straight here. Looking again very close between these 4. And Super Guy's going down the outside this time. Hamilton going defensive on the inside, trying to defend the inside line, but Super Guy gets away with DRS. And Lambo now trying to sneak up the inside. And Hamilton locks up, but just gets away with it, whilst Maximus has retired. Now the question is it going to trigger off a safety car or a virtual? But Lambo battling with Hamilton. Lambo going around the outside. Is he going to make the move stick? Oh, back end happy there from Lambo. But does he get the move done? Yes, he does. Lambo gets through there into P2, hanging around the outside of turn 4. And this will now invite Poe into the fray of battling with Hamilton once again. The amount these front 3 squabble ain't going to do their tyre life any good. But again, it provides entertainment of the race here. Good, fair, respected driving there from all 4 of them so far. With the amount of battling they've been doing so far. Hamilton this time, Lambo, sorry, going down the inside of Super Guy. Move his stick for now. Now is he going to be able to push away before the DRS detection point? Not at the moment. Super Guy is literally hanging on to the back of his diffuser here. Hamilton watching on along with Poe. CG will be also again watching on the pair there. Hamilton trying to go down the inside of Super Guy, but didn't make it stick. Super Guy closed the door. Super Guy now coming on the back of Lambo, going down the inside this time. Super Guy to get the move down again into turn 1. Hamilton going down the inside as well. Super Guy gets through to P1. Lambo hangs on for P2. Poe on the back of Hamilton here for P3. Poe now going down the inside of Hamilton this time round. Is he going to get the move stick down into turn 4? Ooh, almost close colliding to his teammate at the same time. Ooh, and Poe's back end goes, in which then gives Hamilton back the position. So these 4 are heavily squabbling out here for the lead. And this has been going on since a couple of laps into the race. But this time also now it'll be a 5-card battle here for P1 here, with CG just coming into the fray of joining up behind this line now. So instead of being a 4-card battle, it's a 5-card battle here. 2 Renaults, Haas, a Toro Rosso and a Mercedes. And now Hamilton's going down the inside here off Lambo. Didn't make it stick at the moment. Well, they're both heavily using up the aggressive of the tyres. Lambo though going down the inside of Superguy once again, making it stick this time. At the moment he does for now, but it'd be on the back foot with the DRS this time again for 4 other cars behind him trailing him. So Superguy here going down the inside of Lambo under DRS. Hamilton slipstreaming off Lambo, careful not to weave too much. Superguy gets through there. Hamilton going down the inside. Lambo makes it covered off and now holding off P2. Poe now looking to get through on Hamilton, heading up into turn 4. Is he going to make the move stick on the inside? He's going for it. Again, nothing much given there. But this will also invite CG here into the fray as well. Get onto the back of Poe. Poe making the overtake, not making it work, invites pressure on. But for now, CG's just minding his time, biding it nicely here. Now between the top 5 cars here, decent drivers are off on better tyre wear at the moment is Hamilton and Poe, although Poe did make a little contact with Super Guy coming out of the pits, so his tyres will be a little bit scrubbier than Hamilton's, but relatively equal on life. Lambo will be the best off with shorter life than the others, whilst Hamilton trying to go on the attack on Lambo going down the inside. Doesn't pay off for now, but Lambo's going down the inside of Super Guy once again. This time 3 wide going into the last corner. Hamilton getting a double overtake done. Is he going to make it stick? And the Toro Rosso driver has done it, making it stick, and this time it's about a hit of the Renaults. Hamilton heavily defending the inside line, heavily defending it. Super Guy gets through. Lambo going down the inside of Hamilton. 3 wide into turn 1, not the best ideal, but both maintain the positions. All 3 into turn 2. Oh, there's a big squabble here, going 3 wide here. Hamilton though slotting back a bit further on here. Not sure if he got any damage from there, but switch around with the Renaults though. Poe getting up into P2, Lambo into P3. Almost a heart and mouth moment there of like sheer tearness there, but great respect from the drivers there not to make any serious contact. Super Guy though under immense pressures along with Lambo, Hamilton, CG and Poe, but great respect there from the top 5 there so far. Super Guy going down into P2 there as Poe takes the lead of the race for the first time, though again be under immense pressure there of Super Guy here. But for now, waiting for the DRS point here. CG taking the most opportunist time here, holding off at the back, waiting for these guys to caught up in the contact and squabbles. Now Poe is going to be heavily on the back foot here with the long DRS. Is he going to defend the inside here? CG and Hamilton decides to go into the pits. So promotes CG into 4th, whilst Super Guy's going down the inside of Poe. Poe going to make it stick into turn 2, getting back position. Hamilton goes a little, Super Guy goes a little bit wide on the curbs, but Poe hangs on for P1 just for now. Super Guy going down the inside into turn 4. Super Guy gets the move done there on Poe. So although Poe's not giving up, he's still side by side here. Oh, great attacking and defence in there from these 2 drivers respectively so far. Poe still side by side here, hanging on to P1 for now. Is it going to be side by side for here? Not the best idea. No, they're both slotting out behind here. So the top 4 here are heavily battling on here. Hamilton though pitted into P8, just ahead of Mays there, on the set of new super and set of softs there, so keep an eye on this pace wise. Meanwhile, the barrel back at the front again. This time Poe still defending off Super Guy. Lambo on the pressure from CG, whilst Super Guy takes out the information braking boards. So no one needs a brake here, so maybe that didn't help him out too much. It's creating up a little bit of gap on Poe. Poe should get the move defended. Going down the inside there. No, Super Guy's going around the outside this time. Poe taking the tighter line there, hitting the curb. Super Guy going down the inside of Poe into turn 2, into turn kink of 3. Poe still hanging on there. And taking the heavy defensive line into turn 4. For now, Poe still hangs on, although Super Guy's coming back on him on the inside here. Side by side, the Razzles going on. Mays setting the fastest lap time on 1:29 there. Good work from the Mercedes driver. But Super Guy going down the outside here of Poe here. Not good at perfect attractions here, but has the inside into the trail braking zone, but bails out of it. Best call of action there, although getting a switch back, has he got the move done? Not at the moment. We're getting DRS. Hopefully this time we get it down the inside of Poe. Just a little bit too far away, although there is yellow flags in sector 3. And it's C3. C3 has retired. I'm not sure if C3 has made a mistake, but I'm not sure if the trigger out safety car whilst Hamilton gets right on the back of Poe. Ooh, and there's contact. And there is contact there between Superguy and Poe there, and it's now becoming 3 wide. Lambo takes the opportunity of these two drivers making a mistake here. Poe gets back into P1 though, squeezing down the middle there between his teammate and Superguy here. Right, Superguy is now going down the outside. And Lambo there. Lambo going through into P2 here. Although going down to P3, there's a little bit of contact with Lambo and Superguy there, but both get through from now. And the Gort is literally getting involved in this as well. So the Gort now is catch up to these lot for squabbling, and also Spike in the background as well. It's not too far away. This will be a very close point to the race here. So we have got a mighty scrap here for P1, building up very nicely towards the end of the race if it carries on like this. All on set of medium tyres. Again, keep an eye on Plaster though. He is in P7, and the more these two like keep scrubbing it up, he might come involved as well if one of them decides to crash out and get promoted places. But at the moment, scrap for P1 consists of 5 cars, and it has been non-stop since the start of the race. Though Poe is still hanging on there into P1. He has got his teammate in P3, again putting pressure on to Superguy in P2, whilst the Gort picks up a 3-second time penalty. Worst point of the race to get a penalty, especially coming up to the squabble of the 5 cars in front of you. Still, ventures on while Superguy goes heavily wide here. Not what you want, but this will invite Lambo coming up with good traction. So Poe's still heavily defending. Superguy going down the outside again once again. Is he going to make the mistake? Poe hits the curb. This time Superguy got the move down into turn 2. Poe coming back round on the outside into turn 3. Gets moved done whilst Lambo follows up in the slipstream of his teammate. Getting through into P2. It's a Renault 1-2 so far. We're going 3 wide. Or Superguy doing the switchback here. Is he going to get the move done on the both Renaults? No, Superguy now, just for now, slots back into P3. But player Mays and Plaster there. Overtaking into turn 4. Nicely moved done there for the Mercedes driver on Plaster there. Mays up into P8, Plaster into P9. Both still in points, so good driving for them lot. Meanwhile, Renaults are now out front. Now there's going to be a nice little tactical team orders here. Is Poe going to be starting backing up the front to give Lambo a bit of breathing space? We just keep an eye on the Renault's formation now they go around here. But in the meantime, there's Superguy still not giving up, attacking on the back of Lambo. Lambo going heavily defensive, heading towards the last corner. Superguy taking the optimal wide line. But we'll get DRS. Lambo will get DRS from Poe. Superguy will get DRS from Lambo, but with slipstream. Superguy now going down the inside of Lambo. He's going to make the move stick. He will brake first. Equal braking zones there. Superguy gets through on Lambo. Although Lambo trying to get up on the inside. Is it going to be contact? No, they both again get away with it. But this time CG though. CG is coming into play, attacking Lambo. Just holds off now was Lambo and Superguy battling out. CG looking for a move around these two, squabbling. But for now, Superguy now going to go down the inside. A bit late move. A little bit of contact with Lambo though, but CG now moves up into P3. Whilst Lambo makes contact with Superguy, so CG up into P3. Lambo hits the back of Siege and damages front wing. That is not going to be good for Lambo. It'll be hurting for the next 6 laps around with a damaged wing, hoping not to make too much of damage. And CG there making that contact there with Superguy, damages wing and losing the back end, but lucky not into the path of Got, but gets away from it now. So the front are literally again very feisty here, and Spike is now coming into the fray of this as well. Although the battle for P1 slowly eking away here. 2 seconds between Lambo and Super Guy. But now Spike is now come involved into P6, so he'll be slotting to find out where he'll finish up in between these lot. Spike now making a move there on CJ in the background there. Is he going to move stick there for the McLaren driver? Yes, he does. It's Battle of the Titans this season. Spike and CJ. We'll see a lot more scrabblings there between them two. Although CJ not giving up. Is he going to make the move down into turn 4 here? No, he just keeps behind Spike for now. I believe with damage, he doesn't want to risk his car too much anymore after that. The got though on the back of Poe. Although the got has a 3-second tie penalty over his shoulder, so keep an eye on his progress and see if he can pull away from a couple of cars behind him. But he'll be looking to press on and get up the field as much as possible. Front 3 there separated by 3 seconds between them 3. So the intense battle there is just slowly dying down away a little. Although the tension is now turned on to the last spot at the podium, he will get that. Spike then on the back, closing on the back of the Gort there. CG just in the background, more likely just nursing his car home. Nursing the tyres as well, so it'll be interesting to see what the drop-offs with the front 4, the front 5 have been battling with. But the Gort though is on the back of Poe, closing in quite quickly here, 3/10 in it. Doesn't want to be scrubbing around too much. He has got Spike not far behind him as well. Ooh. We've got now just coming up to the DRS detection point. Getting it set up, get a good entry and exit here, which he does nicely. Spike with back in, just wants to come up there a little bit, but not much. Got there with DRS. Is he going to make the move down the inside? No, just plays off a little. Finding his time. Taking the shortest line possible. And this is a battle here for P3 now. Got heavily closing in, and also Spike as well, heavily closing in as well on the back of these lot. More the scrabble, more will help Spike and also bring CG back into play. Lap 26 out of 29. Poe going defensive here. Gort going down the outside here. Is he going to make the move stick on the outside here? Poe hitting the curve there. Is Gort going to move down into turn 2? Yes, he does. Although Poe's coming back on him down the inside of turn 3. What's going off track? Not ideal there, but Gort's now heavily defending into turn 4. Although Poe's got to be careful of himself. He has got a Spike coming up behind him. Is Spike going to make a move down? Oh, Spike goes a little bit back in. Happy there. Not what he wanted. So the Poe has hold off from now, but Spike will be coming back at them very soon. The Gort though goes up into P3. CG approaching the back of Spike as well, so this is like a 4-car battle here for the last spot on the podium. Spike there going a little bit back in, Happy again coming out of the exit there, but again still maintains car control. Poe not giving up on the battle of P3 here. CG again just lurking in the background, just watching these lot scrabble on at the moment. Hoping for a sniff of the podium. All there, not fully secured just yet, so. Going around the last corner now. Poe, Spike and CG again DRS off each other. Technique game again, a 3-second time penalty. Got meanwhile defending from the inside of Poe. Poe going to do the switch back on him. Spike was also doing the same as well on Poe. Didn't pay off for now, but Poe now on the back of the ring of the Force India. Is he going to make the move down the inside? Gort tries heavily defend the inside. Poe gets tight line in there. Spike going to get the move done on 2 cars there. Is Spike going to do it? Side by side here with Poe. Almost 3 wide there, going through 10-5 there, but both get away with it. Gort going side by side with Spike. Spike hangs on, going on the inside line here. Now is he going to get the perfect traction here on the Gort? Oh, a little bit of contact there, but both get away with it for now. Luckily, no damage. Ooh, very close there. Spike going around. Is he going to make the move, stick around the outside? God just gets away with it on the attraction zone there. But both got DRS. Now there's a battle here. Who's going to break first? But Spike hanging around the outside, and he's got the move done around the outside, has he? Yes, he has. The Mercedes, McLaren driver there, Spike, getting the move done on the outside here of the Gort here. So now Spike's now got to catch up to Poe. Couple laps left. It's possible. But again, depending on the tyre life though. Meanwhile, Lambo and Super Guy. Is this going to be another battle brewing for the next couple of laps? All the Gort here going down the inside of Spike, outside of Spike, sorry. Has got to move back there for P4. He does for now. Is Spike going to come back on for him for P4? Now Spike's now going down the inside there. He's got the move stick and done by 10-4. Still side by side. Fair respectfully driving there for them too. CG though looking to get on the move done as well. Spike hangs on there for P4 then. Got slots back into P5. CG looking a bit feisty there, wanting to get another position here on the Gort. Only a couple laps to go and they're all going mad. Gort though on the back of Spike. Eking it out here. Tyres are starting to give way a little. Ooh, Super Guy's coming on the back of Lambo here. Is this going to be a 1 lap saloon dash and splash here? Keep an eye on these two now for this lap. And there's a Ferrari there. I believe that is Alan Kay. Alan Kay keeping out of the way there. There we go, final lap now. Battle for P1 is on. Going down into turn 1. Is Super Guy got the move down into turn 1? Yes, he doesn't, but he goes wide. Lambo gets to move back on him. Going into turn 2. Lambo gets to move back on Super Guy into turn 1 after Super Guy made a mistake of heavy braking out, braking himself. Now Lambo's just got a heavily hold on there for this victory he would love to have. But Super Guy isn't given none of it. Although Lambo has got 2 laps younger tyres life to Super Guy, so hopefully to use it to advantage. Although Super Guy's still keeping up a good pace between on the older set of tyre life though. Come run into the last DRS zone for the last time between them two. Super Guy is back in, just a little bit screaming away, crying a lot. But has Lambo done enough to keep Super Guy behind though, or Super Guy's got the last little trick up his sleeve? Getting very, very close here now. Is going to be the mighty battle dash towards the last corner and also towards the line. Lambo still holding it on. Super Guy getting very, very close now. Is he going to get the optimal line? Is it going to be close to the line? Not much of a race DRS, and Lambo comes over the line and finishing P1 there with Super Guy in P2 by 0.2 of a second. So Poe now coming over the line into P3 here. Spike in P4, in the Gort in P5 and CG in P6. Spike finishes in P4, CG moves up into P5 due to Gort's penalties. And the Gort is now in P6 there. Hamilton finishes in P7 there. Mays there, good run there. Finishes in P8. Technique in P9. Come across the line then P9. Where will Plaster finish? Plaster finishes in P9 ahead of Technical Gaming due to penalties there, so there's your top 10 there. Ollie P then coming along there into P11. Wow, what a race. Your race winner, Lambo, by 0.2 of a second. Wow, that is what you call an interesting race and a very entertaining from start to finish. But your top three though, TGG Poe, Super Guy now in second place, but your race winner today, ladies and gentlemen, is TGG Lambo. Wow. So literally good racing, good respect in there from everyone in that race today. I'll give it to everyone there. So, unofficial results there. So Lambo then P1, Super Guy P2, Poe in P3, Spike in P4, CG in P5, The Gort in P6, Hamilton 7th, Mays in 8th, Plaster 9th, Technique in 10th, Ollie P 11th, Annie K 12th, C3 13th didn't finish, Maximus didn't finish in 14th, and Scal didn't finish in 15th. So, driver of the day, who can I give it to? I'll give it to everyone in the top 6, but I'll give it to Lambo for putting up a good battle there for the front, and especially everyone involved in the front and everyone else in the race. Good fair racing between everyone there. But Lambo will be my driver of the day on that one. Now just literally just wait for the lobby and I will just get the interviews sorted out. Hopefully if anyone stays in the room I can invite them in. Looks like I have a fair few, so bear with me whilst I will try and invite everyone. I remember, right, okay, right. Bear with me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just get people into interview.
This is what you got. Oh, these are really sugary. Yeah, he'll actually be healthy. Look, don't know how sugar is healthy.
It's not.
Then it's eating unhealthy then. Yes, Bishop, protein, that's fine. Yes, Bishop, protein, that's fine.
Omega-3. Brain cell.
Oh, just bear with me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, whilst I try and get everyone in. Okie dokie. Looks like the first person is for interview is your race winner here, is Lambo. Lambo, congratulations on a win. And great race.
Yeah, a lot of battling through the whole race actually.
I bet. Literally non-stop me talking. Trying to give me a heart attack. But no, congratulations on your win there. Tell me how your qualifying in your race went.
Quali, I just did as best as I could. I didn't have the pace to get on the front row. There's a lot of pace in this league at the moment. The race went quite well. I think all three of us were faster than Super Guy in the first stint. But he just had the straight line speed that made it very difficult to overtake.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. And then the second stint, he was faster. But it was just all the battling was just costing us a lot of time. And then everyone was catching up. I'm not sure what happened to Hamilton. He pit. I don't know why he pit again.
Yeah, he did went for another pit stop, but I think he got a little bit of wing damage. I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
But no, you know, had a literally really good scrap out there for literally start to finish. Constantly non-stop dueling between the top 4. Do you realise at one point you had about 5 to 6 cars in that train once? Battling it out.
Yeah, it's just all that battling just allowed everyone to catch up. Siege was there, the court was there. Just added an extra element to the battling really. And then I think we went 4 wide into the first corner at one point.
Yeah, it was very a bit heart and mouth moment at that moment.
Yeah.
But no, fair play of running a race and respectful driving from everyone there involving in their top five there, scrapping it out. But what a way to do it.
Yeah.
So obviously next race will be in China. Are you going to be reserving on that one, or are you going to take another break? Because I know you feature in other leagues.
We'll see. After that race, I don't know. I'll probably join in again. Yeah, that was quite fun. That was.
No worries, buddy. No worries. Hopefully we'll see you in China. Don't mind if it's in the box or out on the track. No, congratulations on your win today, mate. And I said in the comms that you're the driver of the day on that one. So.
Cheers, mate.
No worries. I'll see you soon, Lambo. Take care.
Take care.
Right, so the next person to join the room now will be C3. C3.
Hello.
How are you? Alright?
Yeah, not too bad.
How was your racing qualifying?
Qualifying, I didn't actually do qualifying, just retired.
What happened? Did you just decide to... Did you just retired or did you crash out retired?
I just retired in the garage actually. I mean, I did another league race around Bahrain and guy in 11 did a one stop. I did a two stop from second place and ended up behind him. So, and I knew I could do a stop if I started on the super. So I tried to give that a shot this time.
There it is. Did it all paid off for you? Or?
Well, obviously not.
I wasn't trying to drop it. I wasn't trying to drop it. It was a bit unfortunate. So what happened? Did you just like lost control or?
Well, first thing was that when we started, I was just like, what is happening with Alan? Because it looked like he didn't start or something. So I looked behind, and then when I looked ahead, I was right in Maximus's rear, I think, and he was in Scouse or something. So I don't know what happened there. Looked like Scouse might never actually went for it. So then I got front wing damage and I had to do a two-stop anyway.
Oh, they're not what you want.
Nah, obviously not. But
Not what you want, but you still.
then I just tried to drive consistent lap, but then I can't remember which lap I bent it on. There was on the second stint. And well, when I bent it then I realized there was no possibility of points.
Oh, that's unfortunate there, mate. That is unfortunate. But next track coming up though, China.
Yeah, that's a weird track.
Looking
Really
forward to
good
that
for
one.
me on. Really good for me on the last game, but on this game I'm struggling a bit with it.
Fingers crossed for you, buddy. You'll get some points in there. Still, it's early the season though, so still more great tracks
yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, I'm not too bothered about this day's results. As I said, I took a chance. Didn't pay off.
See what happens for you, C3. See what happens. But
Yeah.
we'll see you in China if you're there in China.
Oh yeah.
No worries, C3. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, mate.
The next one to join in the box is Spike. Spike, how you doing, sir?
Alright, mate, you alright?
Yeah, you're not too bad. How was your racing qualified?
Messy. Just, that's the word to describe it.
Come tell us all about it. Tell everyone about it.
Quali, I invalidated my first lap and I was sort of around like whoever was on pole at the time. I was around it. I was sort of 300s up, I think, in the second sector or something. But then I ran slightly wide and it invalidated my lap, which is fair enough. And then I don't know why, but I chose to go on the softs on the next lap, and they need 2 laps. First laps just haven't got grip in the first couple of corners, or I didn't anyway. So that kind of was a nothing lap in the end. And then my third lap, I just didn't drive very well, and it was a 28.5 or something. It's not particularly quick, or it's 26.5, sorry. And then the race, I didn't jump the start. Nearly did, because someone did.
Yeah, there was quite a few cars jumped the start, about 3 in total.
So I managed not to jump the start, and then I was quite cautious in the first lap. And then me and Gort got into it a little bit. Fair enough, I went into turn 1 with him, and I just wasn't going to make the move without making contact, so he made contact, and then I gave him the position back. And then I got a puncture.
Oh no.
Down the second last straight, and then it spun me off into the wall when I broke my front wing. I was kind of pretty a bit lucky not to break my wheel off. I got into the pits, put the mediums on, and then I thought I was P9 or something. I thought, oh, okay, just keep driving till the end. Wasn't expecting a lot. And about maybe 10 laps later, it told me I was 4.2 off the lead, and I was like, how's that happened? And then, so anyway, sort of caught up with the Gort and Poe at the end. They were battling hard. I nearly got both of them coming out of turn 3. I nearly got the exit, but I just got a bit of oversteer and had to back out. There was a couple of times we were 3 wide as well, so I backed out because this would have been a crash. It's not worth it, is it? So,
Yeah, exactly.
So I got the Gort, but I couldn't catch Poe at the end because my tyres were finished by that time because I've been battling a lot.
But
but considering puncture, broken wing, getting a position back to finish 12 seconds off the lead, P4, I'll definitely take that.
bad in the wars, but it pays off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I bet you're quite surprised seeing the front 4 going into front 5. They're all scrubbing up in the front and we're catching up quite nicely there, though.
Yeah, I didn't see what was going on. I was sort of intent on, I was inspecting. Well, I was 5, maybe 6 seconds behind the Gort, and once I got clean air, and I was just focused on trying to close him down. And I was closing him down. Then he caught the front 4 up, and obviously then I caught them up, and obviously I noticed that Poe had lost a couple of positions at that point. So I wonder if he was the guy in the lead, and then obviously they must have had better tyre life than him. So they got past, and then I noticed that they pulled away again. So I was like, well, obviously must have been some kind of train going on there, truly train.
Indeed.
Which benefiting me. And then, yeah, like I say, after all that, P4, I will definitely take that.
Nicely, well done. Good job on there for you. So going into China being the next race then?
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling. There's something you get those feelings like sometimes you just know it's not gonna be your night, and I just felt in quality. I just didn't really feel it. Wasn't feeling it. So China, yeah, China's good. I enjoy China. One of the few people that do enjoy China. It'll depend. I'm sure the front 4 will be as quick as always. So we'll see what happens when we get there.
Aiming for top 5 finish, possible into the podiums.
Yeah, always looking for the top step, but we'll see what happens.
Good job, man. Good job. Well, fingers crossed for next Friday then, winning China. Good job there, Spike, getting P4.
Thanks, mate. Take care.
And yeah, take care. See you soon.
See you later.
Right there. So next person here to join the comms will be Hamilton. Hamilton, how you doing? Hello, Hamilton. Able to speak on comms? Okay, I think Hamilton's having a little bit of syncing up at the moment. Whilst we wait for Hamilton's connection to come through, we just come on board with Super Guy. Super Guy, how are you doing? Hello.
Hello. I couldn't hear you before that.
That's alright. I was just because you were like syncing up into the party, and obviously the mic wasn't fully lit up. So, Amazon, how was your racing qualifying?
Uh, my race, I don't know. I'm super upset from the Renault guys. I don't know if it was Bo or Lambo. I don't know if it was seen on the live stream. It was good battle as part of the race, but until one of the Renaults decided to go to the inside when there was already 3 cars, was really reckless.
But yeah, though, qualifying though, you did well though, getting top 5 in the race though, fully
No,
wrapping out though.
yeah, no, qualifying. Actually, the banker lap was good, but then I battled two runs, so I could go to like 25.9, 25.8, but I've battled both laps, so I started on P4 maybe, P5, I don't remember.
Yeah, tell me about the going from like 3 to 4 right at one point in turn 1. I can't remember what lap it was exactly because it was constantly on the go. But did it look like you made a little bit of contact with one of the Renaults maybe? Tell me a little bit more on that one.
Yeah, actually, the corner before the start, I passed both Super Guy and Lambo. That was very good maneuver. But then I was surprised to see 3 cars, 2 to the left, and one decided to go to the right. I don't know which Renault, maybe Lambo, maybe Po, I don't remember. Then I couldn't turn, neither back off. So the one who decided to go to the right was really to blame. He damaged my wing. I had a red wing, and my race was dead.
That is very unfortunate because he did have to make another pit stop, which he didn't really want to take.
Yeah, I've done another pit stop, and they didn't change my wing, so I was running with a damaged wing also. So it was a disaster.
That's very unfortunate. But he did pull out there in the race though. With China coming up next, looking good for that one.
Yeah, I will try my best, and hopefully the racing will be like the first part of the race. That was so enjoyable. I think I didn't see 4 cars, the first top 4 running for like 20 laps, almost 1 second, within 1 second of each other. So that was fun. I hope for you to watch.
It was literally for me. It was just constantly non-stop batted, watching the battle at the front, throw out so much entertainment. I couldn't even stop for a breath. But no, good recovery drive down into P7 though, despite the front ring. But it was good to see you up there scrapping out the front constantly though. Fair play on that one.
Thanks.
And we'll see you in China.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
You're welcome. Take care. Good night. So, Super Guy, you there, Super Guy? How are you doing, dear sir? You alright?
A little bit annoyed at the dive from that pro did to me, since that cost my nieuwe race win. But other than that, it was a fun race. Probably put it a lap or 2 too early. Yeah, the cold mediums were a bit worse than I thought they were. The first sector was very bad. I went right when right-hander. That cost me a bit of time. Probably allowed Lambo and Po to come out side by side with me. Don't really know what happened to Po. There was only a little bit of contact on my screen, and all of a sudden I saw him spin off. So don't really know what happened to him. Maybe he spun with the cold tires, but okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of trying to sandbag in sector 3 to get myself the DRS, worked for a bit. Then they caught on after a little bit of time, couple of laps. Then I got into P3. And then, yeah, I managed to get in front of Po. I saw he was going side by side with someone else, I don't remember exactly who it was though. Yeah, then he just decides to go up my incentives, pushes me on the curbs, which probably lost me around 1.5 seconds, I think, cost me the race win, probably, because I was catching up to Lambo a couple of times a second, so yeah, it is what it is, hopefully to bounce back next race.
Indeed, Josix, you had like good first scrap there with obviously Lambo, Poe, Hamilton, CG at one point as well, and obviously Got and Spite coming in nearby in the mix. But with the incident you had with obviously Poe coming out of the pits, it looked very close and looked like minor contact, but I don't know if it was like a case of a sideboard glitch, but again, I'm not too sure on that one. But overall though, you, Lambo, Poe and everyone else within that quartet, fair play scrapping there, and fair good racing there, great entertainment. Couldn't literally stop for a breath at one point, like I was saying to Hamilton.
Yes, I can imagine.
It was literally all action packed non-stop. But finishing P2 by literally 2 tenths though.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have like one more lap.
Yeah, I definitely think I would have had him if I just had one more lap, being 2 tenths behind Lambo crossing the finish line. I think, with the slipstream and EOS and everything, I would have probably had him in the next lap if I just had one more lap, but yeah, I think my stage was also not very good. Did it probably one lap too early. Probably costed me also a lot of tire wear. Lambo and Poe. I think Hamilton as well stayed out longer than me, which allowed him to kind of get an advantage on me. So I think the tire wear also helped Lambo a bit to maintain the gap to me when I was catching, since he had probably better tire wear than I had. But yeah, hopefully just next race, going for the race win and not only pole.
You can try to go for the pole position and hope you win the race and pole on China.
Yes, at least I hope so.
But it is good race out there today, mate. Good race, good drive, good battles, good scraps. And we'll see you in China.
Okay, see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Good job there, Super Guy. So that will bring it up to the conclusion, to the end of the stream there, with the interviews all done. So your race winner today, ladies and gentlemen, it was Lambo, finished by 2 tenths in front of Super Guy, with a very good, close, action-packed race from all out from start to finish, involving 1 point of a 5-6 car train. I hope you all really enjoyed this race as much as I did, because I literally couldn't stop for a breath at one point, as it was literally constantly non-stop. So the next race we're heading off to is China, again situated next Friday, normal time, 8 o'clock. Be there, don't miss it. Again, hoping for another entertainment scrap all over the field. Till then though, my name has been Steph. Have a good, nice Friday evening. Take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.